Hello, 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 and welcome back to From China with Love. It's your girl China Love, and today we're talking about hair. We're going to be talking about this hair specifically. So if you're interested in the details, please stay tuned and keep watching. Welcome back, everybody. So as I said, today we're going to be talking about this hair. I know we've been seeing the style around everywhere lately. It's called the Butterfly Locs, and these specifically are the Janet collection, newly released Butterfly Locs, Crochet Butterfly Locs, and this is what the pack looks like. I used the packs that I had, so I don't have an unopened one, but this is what she's looking like, and she's wearing the color number 4. That's the color I actually wanted, but they didn't have any more. But it comes in a lot of other different colors, so that's available. Like I said, it's the Butterfly Loc style, a part of the Tress Premium Edition collection, and I did get it in the ombre 1B roots with the 30 tips. Okay. That is what her little stock card is looking like. Again, lovely, lovely. It says that each strand is 100% handmade. Definitely believable. Definitely believable. As I was working with this hair, you guys, it was very, very interesting. But I'll get into those details in a second. But like I said, these are the Butterfly Locs. The style is the Butterfly Locs. It is the 24 inches that I got, and they are only available in slim right now. I heard that they were coming out with a thicker version, which I do like thicker locks, but these are cool for right now. Okay, so let's get into some of these details about this hair. So first off, first impressions. Just seeing it on someone else, I really wanted this style, and I was like, oh my god, crochet. Because originally when I wanted to do the style, I wanted to do wrap them myself, install it and make them all myself, but I was like, you know, I really don't have the time. So what can I do while I'm working from home, while I'm still, you know, multitasking? So I decided to do the individual crochet. I did do individual. You will see my braiding pattern here. I did triangle parts in the front, and it's just kind of a whatever happened in the back. It's my first time ever doing triangle parts, so I'm very proud of myself. Yay! But I had 60 parts, or a little bit less than 60 parts. I didn't actually count, but I think I had somewhere around 56 parts because I have a couple locks left over. I did buy 6 packs, and I think that this is pretty good. The size parting that I did, as you can see, it's about medium size parting. I think I actually could have parted some of them a little bit smaller, and used those other couple locks that I had left. But this is what I'm working with now. It's pretty full. I like the fullness. It is a little bit weighty. It is a little, not really heavy really, but just, you know, the feeling that you get when you are adding weight that you didn't have before. So my hair is not that long, this long, you know. So this is obviously it feels like something on my head. I also did my parts, my braids a little bit tighter than I really wanted it to do it. So I think that's kind of playing on me a little bit too. So going through the install process. So you guys will see in a second a demonstration of how I install these. But right off the back, so let me actually comment on the 100% handmade. So with that, kudos to you guys for doing this. But I think when I first opened that first pack, I was like, what the heck did I pay for? I ordered the hair on wigtypes.com. I believe it was like 8 something per pack. There's 10 that pack, 10 locks that come in a pack. So I opened that first pack, and I was like, what is this? These look so poorly made. And I was trying to be like, I was trying not to be I was trying to be optimistic, but I was like, yo, what is happening right now? So I started installing in the back, and I did use that whole pack, but like I said, right off the bat, when I was putting and you'll see a little bit in the video too, but when I was putting the hair through the loop and feeding the lock through the loop, the lock was shifting a lot. It was coming apart. Even on the first pack that I had opened, the loops were big, but it was unclear. It had a lot of different loops. So it was not clear which loop was the proper loop, and you know, some of the loops were too tight, so I was trying to loosen them and the whole loop would come out, so there would be no loop anymore. I'm like, wow, I'm kind of unraveling these as I'm trying to install them. But then as I opened the other packs, I started to notice how different each pack was. So I was like, okay, I feel like that first pack was a sample, a test pack. It was like a dry run pack. But you know, as I opened the other packs, I started feeling better about it. Some of the other packs were a little bit thicker, a little bit more sturdy. Like I said, that first pack, the locks were so flimsy. The biggest thing, oh my gosh, you guys, and you'll see in my demo how I got around it. The biggest thing that was an issue for me was these locks, the way that they made them. It's like kinky hair, a strand of kinky hair, one strand of kinky hair, and then they wrap the curly hair around it. But some of them are braided at the top. So traditionally, when you're doing individual crochet, you're feeding your braid inside of the whatever it is, the lock. But these locks don't really have an inside, in my experience. To me, it didn't feel like I could feed my braid inside of these locks without destroying them more, without tangling something, without creating a mess. So at first I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because I didn't want to do if you're doing the crochet where you just braid, where you do cornrow your whole head, then it'll be fine. Just when you're feeding the lock through and it starts to shift, just shift it back. When that first happened, I was like kind of bugging out a little bit. I was like, what is happening? But then I just shifted it back and it was fine. So, and when I say that, I just mean like shift the hair. Because sometimes when you're sliding it through, it'll shift in such a way that's exposing that kinky hair in the middle. And depending on that certain lock, because they're all 100% handmade, you might get more exposure or less exposure, or more shift or less shift. But on the whole, you know, it's not horrible. It's workable. So what I ended up doing, instead of feeding my braids through the lock, I ended up wrapping them around the base of the lock. So the part where it's 1B, I basically took my braid, because I didn't want too much dark root either. So I took my braid and wrapped it around instead of feeding it in, and then I just wrapped over top of it with another hair. And actually the hair that I used for that was this FreeTress braid hair. Let's see. This FreeTress braid hair, bohemian braid. I had some left over from a previous passion twist style, I think, and I had it in the 20-inch color number 1B, and I just cut each strand in half, and I just used however much I needed for each lock. You know, sometimes I have more, sometimes I will wrap a little bit less, depending on the coverage that you want and the cleanness that you want or need. You know, it depends on how much of the hair you need to wrap on top of your braid if you do it that way. If you have hair shoulder length or shorter, then I think that that would be fine for you to just do the wrap around and then wrap over top. But if you have longer hair, then nah. I mean, it's up to you though. If you want it all one color or whatever. To me, it was okay for me because my hair is not super long and I wasn't really doing a whole bunch of work. To me, the whole point of having a crochet is so you don't have to do any work. So I was a little bugged that I had to do the extra wrapping, especially for the pack that I paid 8 something for each pack, and it's only 10 in a pack. That's small to me. Like that's expensive to me. So for me to have to go on top and do the wrapping and add extra hair, it bummed me out a little bit. But the fact that I could save this style was good for me too though. And I did have that extra hair laying around, like I said, so I didn't really need to go out and buy any more hair. So that was good at least. Like I said, if you're using a traditional cornrow base, then you really won't have that problem. As you can see, as you'll see in my demonstration as well, you know, the locks are all differing sizes, widths. Some of them are shorter a little bit than the other ones. But on the whole, I really like this style. Like I said, it's the 24 inch, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of look at that. So this one, let me show you guys. I had one that actually unraveled a bit on the ends, and I was really worried when I opened the first pack. I was really worried that this hair wouldn't even hold a ponytail. Like I was scared. But I put my hair in a ponytail and nothing major has happened. Like I said, if you're looking around at your hair and you see some parts that look a little weird, just shift it. But I left this like this so I can show you guys how to fix it if it does happen. So you see the kinky hair underneath, and then we have this curly piece on top. So you're just gonna wrap it. It's so simple. Like you don't even have to be crying over it. Just wrap it and then wrap it back up itself. And then boom, just as good as new. Handmade 100%. So that is everything, guys. Stay tuned for the demonstration of how I installed these. Comment, like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, put them below. If you like this style, put it below. I like my hair always to be a little bit wild, so this is very up my alley. It is a little rough. There is tangling, you know, the little spider web kind of tangles, which I kind of don't like, but it is a very good hairstyle. I'm gonna see how long this one lasts me for. Stay tuned for that demonstration. Like I said, like, share, and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. Alrighty, so we're starting on the last one, and you'll see with this loop it was a little tight, so we're just stretching it out a little bit, but you want to be careful with that so you don't pull it apart, because you never know which one you got. So take the hook, loop it through underneath the rubber band, and then you want to put the end of the lock onto the hook. Keep the hook through the loop, and then you're pulling the end of that lock through the loop. We're not pulling our braid through as well, we're just pulling the lock through, and it's a struggle enough. So you'll see you just want to continue to work the loop, and I'm kind of stretching the loop in with my pointer and thumbs, and I'm pushing the lock through with my thumbs on the bottom side. I don't know if you can really see that, but I'm just like pushing it through. And then when you can slide it all the way, boom. You want to make sure that you have it secure so it's not too lumpy looking. So now we're just going to wrap the braid around the base of the lock, but we're going to shift that lock downward so it's not too thick at the top. And you want to wrap that braid as flat as you can. And then we're going to take our FreeTress hair, and we're going to fluff that out. And I did add a little bit of kinky curly hair to it as well. I don't remember the brand, but I like the texture better for wrapping locks. Just the FreeTress matched these butterfly locks a little bit better. So you're going to fluff that out so you get nice coverage. You maximize the hair use, and you're going to put a little tail end against the top of that lock, like you'll see me do here in a second. And then you're going to start wrapping down. So you put that little tail end, and then you start wrapping down, and you want to wrap as flat as you can so you can get the most coverage. So you wrap that all the way down until you covered your braid completely, and then you start wrapping back up to fill in any gaps and to secure that so it doesn't unravel. You want to wrap all the way into the tiny little hairs. And you guys, I didn't really wrap these like super neatly like I said earlier. I like it a little bit more messy, and I did start wrapping neater in the back initially, but I didn't really like the way it looked with the butterfly locks, so I just started getting kind of lazy. And like I said, I didn't want to really do too much work on it, so I wanted to do it as fast as possible. And that is it. Shift your lock back up and shift any spaces that need to be shifted, and that is the look. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this video. From China with love. See you next time. Bye.